Welcome back to the Level Up Podcast. My name's Jackson.
And I'm Cody.
And today we're going to be ranking Star Wars. But actually, quickly, before we get into that, I have two things I want to rant about. It's going to take not very much time, but let me throw it off the way. It's not going to take a lot of time, but number one, if you watched last week's podcast and it sounds shitty, that's my fault. He gets no blame for it because I didn't realize that the audio was only coming through one headphone. I edited the entire podcast, I published it, woke up the next day, edited 6 TikToks, and then it was shitty. I was like, oh, why does it sound so bad? I restarted my editing software and everything and realized it was only coming out of one headphone. Then I went back and watched the YouTube video, and it sounded like shit. And then I went back and watched all the TikToks, and it sounded like shit. So that's on me. It's going to sound a lot better in this one. I promise, future Jackson, when you're editing this shit, make sure it sounds good, please. And then another thing I wanted to rant about really quickly is I've seen fan castings for the new Hunger Games movies.
Have you?
Obviously, it's fan casting.
Yeah.
So it's people coming up with people who they want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 people that if they're in this movie, I'm going to be pissed. It's one for Haymitch and there's one for President Snow. Because obviously President Snow is going to be a little bit younger and Haymitch is going to be real young.
Okay.
Number 1, if Haymitch is cast and it's Walker Scobell, the guy who plays Percy Jackson in the TV show, I'm going to be very mad. I love Percy Jackson. I love the book series. They're my favorite books.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Those motherfuckers in that TV show cannot act to save their life. And a Walker Scobell is the number one problem, one of the most number one problems I have with that TV show.
Mm-hmm.
All the actors stink. Please do not put Walker Scobell in this movie. I understand he's within the age range of 12 to 18. That's what they draft the kids out of. Please, for the love of God, do not make him Haymitch. And then the guy for Snow, who is someone we're about to talk about here pretty quickly, here shortly, is Hayden Christensen, who plays Anakin. No! Please do not. He is the worst part, in my opinion, about the pre-sequels. He cannot act to save his life, and his whole shit is carried by the fact that he plays Anakin. He's Anakin. It's going to be really interesting. He cannot act to save his life. So please, my rant's over. Please don't put him in this movie. Don't put either of them in this movie. Do someone different. That's it. I'm sorry. I had to go really quickly.
All right.
But yeah, we're going to be talking about each trilogy and ranking each trilogy. So do you want to go real quick about the originals?
I will say in Star Wars, because you never did mention that.
Yeah, we're doing Star Wars. So the
Yeah.
Star Wars trilogies. You can go ahead and go about the originals. We're not going to go ranking each thing like we did the MCU last week. We're just going to do each trilogy, and so it won't take up nearly quite as much time.
Okay. So, my thoughts on the original trilogy was New Hope's my favorite, obviously. They blow up the Death Star. Kenobi ends up dying, and it creates like a character arc for Luke to be able to grow and get stronger in the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Brief summary of it, but The Empire Strikes Back. Hoth is my favorite planet in all of Star Wars. I always thought the ATSTs were dope. And
can I tell you something about Empire for me? Because I think this is going to be the most radical opinion of mine when it comes to Star Wars, because everybody loves Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
I think the beginning of the movie is boring as shit.
Because you don't like Yoda and all that? Is that
No, Hoth is the beginning of the movie. And I don't care about Luke and all of them trying to find, searching for droids because the droids are trying to find them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Luke gets hit by a Yeti and he has to grab the lightsaber and cut him off and kill the Yeti. That. And then Han Solo has to go save him. I was bored as shit until what'd you call them? What are the
ATSTs?
Those things show up. After that, it's cool.
Oh, they might. I think they're AT-ATs, actually.
Whatever they're called.
The ATSTs are smaller ones.
They're pretty cool. You get to see Luke fight them and stuff. But everything leading up to that point, I was like, this is kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I had to cut you off a little bit.
No, you're good. I love the snow speeders, though, in that movie.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, the thing to wrap around them. I thought that was dope. I always loved that scene. I just loved it being an ice planet, too. So I didn't mind Empire Strikes Back. It wasn't the best movie in the trilogy, but it's a pretty good one. So I'd rate it second in that trilogy. Return of the Jedi, pretty basic for me, but still loved it. Obviously, he goes back, fights his father again. Oh, and then I will say, The Empire Strikes Back, I did like the reveal of him finding out who's his father. Obviously, everybody loves it. Return of the Jedi was him going to stop his father after he told Leia that he was their father. And let's see, what else did I write? Oh yeah, and then he killed Boba Fett and Jabba Fett, or in Jabba the Hutt. So it was.
Spoiler: Boba Fett's not dead. That's what this whole TV show's about. Sorry, I didn't want to. It was spoiler, but yeah, that's what
in the movies he died. So I read that.
This is canon. Pretty sure the shows are canon. So.
Some of them are. That one probably is though, but yeah, the originals. I gave it an 8.5.
Yeah, very quickly. I have a lot more notes down, but I'm not gonna take forever on it. New Hope is my second favorite. I like New Hope. It's the introduction to my favorite character, Han Solo. Obviously, you got the famous Cantina song. Can you hum it? I can't remember how to hum it.
I'm not gonna hum that.
But you got the Cantina. It's really cool. Obviously, they show off the Death Star. They blow up Alderaan. That's pretty freaking cool. You get to see the big weapon and shit that's leading up, and then when they end up exploding at the end.
Yeah,
I thought that shit was pretty cool. You see Obi-Wan sacrifice himself for the group, and Luke get torn to hell up about it because he's who he met at the beginning, and he was like, "Oh, I know Ben Kenobi. I don't know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is," and it turns out he's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, whoa, crazy, right? Them going to the cantina. These are not the droids you're looking for. That was pretty cool. And then at the end, when they're blowing the Death Star up, Han Solo, you think he's gone off to do whatever, and then he comes back, has a little redemption arc, and helps Luke destroy the Death Star. And one thing I didn't love in the Death Star is he has a little tracker thing to show him where to shoot, and he takes it off, and he goes, "Use the Force." Okay. Boom! I was like, okay. Plot armor! Cool. But it's a good movie. I heard somebody say it's got the best pacing out of any Star Wars movie, and I kind of have to agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's no dull moment in the movie. It's all good.
I will say about the originals, I thought they had the best plot out of any of the trilogies.
Yeah.
I think they were the best paced overall, like you just said. But I didn't even mention the Death Star. I forgot completely to mention that. But yeah, that first movie had the best probably.
I mean, yeah, it's obviously I think it's the setup for a lot of other movies where it's the heroes have to go and fight this big enemy, and even though they're a lot smaller group, they end up defeating them, and the power of hope and the power of plot armor helps them win. But
then A New Hope set up that whole, I don't know what to call it, but I mean, basically it became the premise for Return of the Jedi, where they had to destroy a second Death Star.
Yeah. And
then also The Force Awakens, where they had to destroy the new version of the Death Star. It was just kind of this returning plot point that I don't know if I liked or disliked, but I don't have anything to say about it really, other than that.
Yeah, I mean, and with Empire, again, I've already said that I think the beginning was kind of boring. But then you got basically two different arcs that happen. You got Luke going to Dagobah with R2-D2 to get trained by Yoda, and then you got Han Solo, Leia, C-3PO, Chewie, all them going. They get stuck in an asteroid field, and then they leave and they go contact Lando, who you don't really know who that is at that point, but he's got a big history with Han Solo. And then, crazy, he turns on them and turns them into Darth Vader and all them, and I was like, well, that was pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah.
And then you see my favorite character get frozen in carbonite, and I was like, well, that's stupid. But he has a cool moment right before he gets froze. Leia's like, "I love you." He goes, "I know." Boom, gets frozen. I thought that was pretty cool. But big thing in this movie I don't like, and this is my least favorite of the originals, which is kind of crazy to say because I think a lot of people love this movie. I don't give a fuck about Yoda in the originals. He is. I like him in the prequels. His little humor, the way he talks and stuff in the originals is way worse than the way he talks in the prequels. I think they did Yoda a lot better in the prequels, and I don't know if that's a hot take or not. No idea. I fucking hate him. It's boring as shit. Dagobah's boring as shit. I don't care about Luke doing that whole time. And then when, at the end where he goes and saves him from Lando Calrissian's place before, hand gets cut off. No, I'm your father.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and goes for him, and Yoda come up to him and be like, "Don't do this shit, yo. You're not ready. Don't do it. You're not, you need more training. You can't do it." He's like, "No, F that. I'm gonna go save him because I'm Luke." Whatever, bro. I like the movie. There's some cool moments. It looks better than the first one. Don't really like it as much as the other two, though. And hot take, this is my favorite Star Wars movie, is Return of the Jedi. Not favorite all over, but out of this trilogy, I like Return of the Jedi the best. The beginning, I don't mind Jabba the Hutt. I think a lot of people do mind Jabba the Hutt. I don't mind Jabba the Hutt. Carrie Fisher isn't like the craziest, hottest woman in the world I've ever seen, but she looks pretty hot when she's Prisoner Leia. And you get to see Luke walk in there and be like, "Yo, Jabba, if you don't give me this person, you're gonna have to die."
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see Luke be like a badass little Jedi, and his whole plan is like, if you don't hand him over, I'm gonna have to get rid of you. And he doesn't turn him over, and what happens? Jabba dies because Leia murders him. Because they're all trying to get Han Solo and bust him out, and get him out of the carbonite and stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then, they have to go down to Endor to turn off the shield that's going around the new Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole arc of it being a trap. Palpatine knew they were down there, but power of friendship and power of the Ewoks can freaking save them. Like, I actually like the Ewoks. I don't know, they're little fuzzy creatures, but they're actually really violent when you get them all together, and they help them destroy all the stormtroopers. I thought that shit was pretty cool. And then Luke was down there originally, but he's like, I can't be with you because I sense Darth Vader, and Darth Vader probably senses me. So I had to go up there and confront my dad. Mm-hmm. So I actually really like the connection between Luke and Vader in this movie. Palpatine's just an evil lord, and he's torturing Luke at the end, and Vader's like, "No!" and throws him down the chute, which is where he should have died. We'll talk about that later.
We'll get to that.
But he should have died. And at first I was like, I wish Darth Vader stayed bad. But I can understand it. But he's also pretty much a Titan, and he slaughtered a bunch of people. I don't know if he's really that redeemable. Cool, you saved Luke. You murdered a crap ton of people. You're not really that redeemable. Sorry, Buckaroo. I love Darth Vader being a villain.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a little past being redeemable, but that's whatever. But yeah, that's my favorite movie out of the trilogies. Not trilogies, the original trilogy. And I give the originals a 7.5. It's teetering on great. For a 7 for me is a good movie. 8's a great movie. If I watch them again, it'll probably teeter a little bit more towards 8. But I think it's a 7.5. So next we're going to talk about the prequels.
All right. So for the prequels, you want to guess what my favorite movie was?
Oh, I really hope it's the last one.
The last one, yeah.
The Revenge of the Sith, I really hope so.
Yep. Yeah, it had the best fight in all of Star Wars, personally, for me.
It was a little long, I will say that, but
I don't even mind it being long, just because of what the fight was. They built that fight up for 3 movies, because obviously we knew Anakin was going to turn into Darth Vader since we'd watched the originals years prior. But him turning bad was just such a good plot turn overall.
Yeah.
And the way they did it and the way they set up for it in the second movie, I loved it. Which I'm going to talk about too. Attack of the Clones. The beginning of it was kind of boring, just a little bit.
Oh, that shit is a snooze fest. Trust me, you'll learn. You'll talk about... I'm going to go on a rant here in a second.
Yeah, I figured. But basically, him starting to fear death after his mom got killed on, I think Tatooine is where it was. Pretty sure.
Well, yeah, his mom gets I guess sold or whatever to somebody, and becomes the wife, and they actually love each other, and then she gets kidnapped, and he's seen the visions of her dying.
Yeah.
And he I don't know if he's afraid of death, but he wants to prevent death.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's afraid of losing people to death.
Yeah.
Pretty much. After he saw his mom die, because he loved her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of spurred what happened in the third movie, where Palpatine used that against him.
Yeah, where he envisions and sees Padme and
yeah, and then he's like, I have a way to prevent death. And then that's when he starts turning to the dark side, for real that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was always inside of him a little bit, but he stayed on the good side, with the Jedi, and then eventually Palpatine coerced him over. But yeah, that's my Attack of the Clones rant. I wish we'd got to see Mace Windu more. I know he fought with Yoda to save Obi-Wan and Anakin, but I wish he was in the movies a little bit more.
What was your thoughts about the whole arena fight?
The whole arena fight?
Where they're strapped to the big pillars and everything, and all the clones show up with all the Jedi.
I mean, I love the clones,
yeah.
So I'm a little bit biased toward it. I always thought the clones were cooler than stormtroopers. That's just my personal take. But
yeah, obviously, I hope people agree with that.
Yeah, I love the landing ships they came down on. Played the games when I was a kid, just loved them to death. So that fight, they probably should have died, but I didn't mind the fight in general. What was your thoughts on it?
Oh no, I was just. It's a really big moment in the movie, and I haven't really thought about it yet. So I was seeing how you thought about it, and then what do you think about the first movie?
The first movie. That one, I've got. The only cool part of that entire movie was the Darth Maul fight. I didn't like the rest of it. That movie has drugged the prequels down for me. But I ended up giving it a 7 out of 10. The whole thing.
Okay.
But yeah, The Phantom Menace really drug down the other 2 movies for me because I didn't really mind Attack of the Clones as much as you did, and I loved Revenge of the Sith. I thought the whole Jedi Temple thing was amazing. Loved it being the end of the Jedi pretty much, and
well,
yeah, I wish the Phantom Menace was better.
When I look at the prequels, in my opinion, has the best movie, and it has the worst movie.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
tried to watch Star Wars. Now, here's a little backstory me with Star Wars. I didn't grow up with Star Wars. My dad liked Star Wars, and he tried to get me into it, but I was never a big fan of it. And then I went to Disney World, and I saw the Star Wars land. And I was like, I gotta force myself to like this. But 3 months previous to that, I tried to watch it with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, chronologically, it makes the most sense. You get to see everything happen as it happens. And I watched The Phantom Menace. And I wanted to blow my brains out. Because that was the most boring pile of crap I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I watched the first 30 minutes of Attack of the Clones. And I was like, wow, this movie sucks. So I stopped it and stopped watching Star Wars until I went to Disney World.
I know, because I tried to get you to watch it again and like make it through the beginning of the movie with me for like a week, and you wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So Phantom Menace is the worst movie in my opinion, by far. It's a 2 out of 10. The way I rank the prequels is it's a 2, 5, and an 8. Put them together, that's 18. What is that? 18 out of 30? Oh shit! I guess I need to change my ranking then. That's 18 out of 30, right? That's 15 out of 30. I'm right.
I was like,
I did the math wrong.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, the prequels is a 5 out of 10 in my opinion because the first movie is awful.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 parts that I care about in the movie: the actual pod race itself, nothing leading up to it, and nothing after it until Qui-Gon dies, and then Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul. Everything else in that movie can suck a bag of turds, dude. That shit is trash. Okay. Attack of the Clones. It's a mid movie. I give it a 5. There's some stuff in it I really like, and some stuff in it I really didn't like. I really like Anakin and Padme. I came out of watching that movie and saying that was the best part of that movie. Their interactions and stuff, and their love together and everything was cool. Even though Hayden Christensen can't act worth a duty, but you know Yoda and Dooku fighting that, and that's where Anakin gets his hand cut off, or his arm cut off, or whatever. How much? I don't remember.
Replaced with that metallic arm.
Yeah, he gets that cut off, and then Yoda fights him. I thought that was really cool. We talked about it with you a little bit, where he sees his mom dying, and then he goes to her and she's dying. And then the line after that, when they're back at Tatooine, or not back at Tatooine, but back where like his uncle and them I think live, or wherever they were. No, the people that bought
His mom.
His mom. Sorry, I got him mixed up with Luke. My bad. Where he goes back and he's talking about it, and he goes, "The women and the children and the animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them." I was like, that's cold as shit. That was cool as fuck, because it's a thing on TikTok that blew up like a couple months ago, is that scene, and I was like, oh, that's where that scene's from. That's pretty freaking cool. But, you know, the arena scene's really cool. I love, seeing all the clone troopers and stuff in action. You get to see all the Jedi stuff in action. You get to see them basically like surround Count Dooku or whatever. I thought that was really cool. But Jar Jar's in this movie as well. I didn't talk about Jar Jar in the Phantom Menace. He is the worst character in all of Star Wars. He is the most annoying character maybe in movies. I hated him. There's only one person close in Star Wars, and we're going to talk about them in the sequels. But he's terrible, and he's in this one. He's basically the one they were like, the Jedi were talking about, ooh, should we give all the power to Palpatine? And they were like, no, who's going to be crazy enough to suggest that? Oh, who's crazy enough to suggest that? Freaking Jar Jar Binks, dog. So he recommended it, and that's how Palpatine gets all his power and is able to do Order 66 and all this crap. Right? Screw Jar Jar. He's annoying, and he's stupid. And, the first 30 minutes are trash.
Yeah.
The whole Padme trying to get assassinated by the assassins, snooze, the whole chase finding the assassin, them going into the bar, and the assassin trying to kill Obi-Wan. Don't care at all. It's a snooze fest, and that's what made me turn it off the first time I watched it. So it's a mid movie. There's some pretty cool stuff with Anakin, Padme, Yoda, all them stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is where we get to see Yoda be cool. And then Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie in all of Star Wars. Not even close.
So we have the same opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best one, and Phantom Menace the worst. Well, okay, never mind. I'll touch on it later. I'll touch on it later.
I'm about to say, I don't think you think Phantom Menace is the worst.
I think it's the most boring. I'll say that.
Oh, that is the most boring movie I've ever seen.
Not the one I hate the worst.
Well, there's one other one that comes close, and it's Eternals from MCU.
Yeah.
That movie's a pile of crap, too. But we'll talk about that in future podcasts.
Later.
But, you get to see Anakin turn bad slowly throughout it, and you get to see Palpatine basically manipulate his mind. He's basically being like, there's people on the dark side that are able to prevent death and everything like that. And he's just educating them on it. He's not trying to turn him over to the dark side because he hasn't been revealed that he's Darth Sidious yet.
Yeah.
But he's kind of weaseling him over, and then he eventually finds out that he's this Darth Lord, and he's like, oh God, he's conflicting his feelings and stuff. And then that's when Mace Windu comes, and he cuts his hand off, and Palpatine murders him. He's like, I give myself to you, Master. The acting sucks, but it's a cool scene. It's cool. Obviously, and his whole main thing is he wants to save Padme. I thought that was cool. He wants to save Padme because he couldn't save his mom in the last movie. Like, I thought that was pretty dope. The end fight is really cool. It is a little long, and there's a couple scenes where, like, okay, they're swinging around on ropes or wires or whatever. You probably could have cut that and killed Obi-Wan pretty easily. But one of the few things I remembered about before I watched the movies again was the I hate you scene. Where he has his legs cut off and he gets turned into Darth Vader. Like, I knew he became Darth Vader before I watched everything, right? So it wasn't like a crazy spoiler or anything.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier.
But it was really cool. And General Grievous is in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And Order 66 is in this movie. And General Grievous is dope, dude. I think he's my favorite. Like villain. Well, maybe.
I wrote that down too, and I didn't even talk about it.
General Grievous with the 4 lightsabers.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan kills him, and he shoots him with the blaster, and he goes, well, that was sloppy.
In my opinion, which is probably a lot of people's opinion, Order 66 is the coolest part in any of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, watching
hands down, watching all the Jedi die,
I was like,
and the Jedi Temple being destroyed, and then him killing the younglings.
Oh, that I don't know if that's something we're supposed to love, but it's cold.
I don't care, dude. It was cool.
It's cold, and then you obviously at the end of the movie you get to see them making him Darth Vader.
Yeah,
I only have like a few small points with it. One, Padme died just randomly. He gives birth to the kid, and she goes,
I guess she technically died in childbirth, but they said, she died because of heartbreak. But,
oh, whatever, dude, I don't care. And then...
it makes sense. She gave birth to twins. Like, it was a good chance.
And then where they put Luke?
Where they put them?
Okay, bro.
I don't know.
The place where his mom got sold to, you give Luke to them people? Like, okay, I guess they might not know that Anakin's not dead.
Yeah.
And that he's not Darth Vader yet. But, like, isn't that not a little obvious? Like, oh, we're just going to give them these guys that Anakin knew. Or, like, learned to know in the second movie. I was like, that's kind of stupid. And then Leia gets put with, like, people in prominent positions. She becomes a princess. That's kind of not a great place to put them either. But it doesn't ruin anything for me. I love that movie. And I was pleasantly surprised to know that I loved that movie as much as I did, because I knew I was probably not going to like the prequels. But then I watched the movie and I was like, that's the best one! Yeah.
That one brings it way up, and then Phantom Menace drags it way down, so I was like, I don't know where to place these.
It's like putting a gigantic anchor on a spacecraft or some shit. It's like, okay, Revenge of the Sith, take me with you. And then Attack of the Clones is just in the ship.
If I was rating each movie individually, Revenge of the Sith would be the very, very top.
Yeah, no way in hell is not Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, then Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace is in hell. That's how low it is. Yeah. But now we get to talk about the worst thing in the world.
I hate the sequels with a burning passion. I don't even count them in my canon head lore that they're even in Star Wars. Sorry, don't like them.
So real quick, what's your favorite sequel movie? If you had to pick one,
The Force Awakens, because I haven't watched it in forever and I don't remember much of it.
And your least favorite's obviously
Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
I don't know if you disagree with that.
Let's break down each movie real quick.
Yeah, we can do that.
What do you think my least favorite movie is?
The Last Jedi.
No.
No?
No. I know you have two movies. Which one do you think it is?
Your least favorite? Well, considering Rose was in this movie, Rise of Skywalker.
No, I think the first one was shit.
Really?
I hate the first one.
If I could put them all next to each other, I would. Like, I don't... I don't like any of them.
It is completely ruined. Number one is New Hope. It's lazy, shitty writing. They were like, oh my god, we promised them another trilogy of Star Wars. What should we do? Let's just copy the one that's the most famous. Nope. Deducted it like 4 points right there, right off the bat. And then you had something kind of spoiled it for me with Rey getting her powers. The way she gets the powers made me want to put a hole in this laptop. I watched it on that laptop, and I wanted to just boom right through the freaking screen, man. It infuriated me. Like, I wanted her to do something where she like grabs a lightsaber or does something very small that she has a little bit of force inside of her. Not her be chained to a freaking bed or strapped to a bed and have a stormtrooper come over and be like, you're going to release me from these restraints and you're going to walk out of here. And he goes, man, I ain't going to do that. You're going to release me from these restraints. You're going to walk out of here. And he goes, oh, I will release you from these restraints and I will walk out of here. And and he's walking out and you're going to drop your weapon. And you're going to drop your weapon. Because in New Hope, you see Obi-Wan do it to stormtroopers, and he goes, oh, these are not the droids you're looking for. And Luke's like, oh my god, how did you do that? He's like, with training, you'll learn. How the hell did she know how to do that? Are you kidding me?
That's one of the many, many things I hate about these movies.
Like,
because I like you said, I talked to you about that first.
And is there anything about that movie that you really want to really want to talk about?
That one, I just know is pretty much her coming up. Like, I didn't really look up that one because I had to look up like the order of everything happening again in the movies because I hadn't seen that one in a while. But the last two ones, like, we just watched those, so I have those fresh in my head.
He originally came out of it. What was your favorite character originally?
Originally, it was Finn.
Finn's
Wait, let me say something first. So, originally, I liked Finn because I'd only watched the first movie. I hadn't seen the other two because they weren't out at the time. And I wanted a Black Jedi other than Mace Windu because he didn't do a whole bunch other than Attack of the Clones, and then he got killed by Anakin in the Revenge of the Sith. He wasn't really prominent, and we never had a Black Jedi in the originals. I wanted either like both of them to be Jedi, but it also starts with him, I'm pretty sure. The movie of him turning from being a stormtrooper or whatever they
that whole aspect of Finn's character, him being a stormtrooper and him leaving the First Order, I was like, oh, I can understand why this is Cody's favorite character. 10 minutes into the movie. And then the rest of the movie, he's fucking terrible. He does nothing. He's a scared little baby back bitch that doesn't want to do anything with the Resistance or the Rebellion or whatever they're calling these sequels. And the only reason he stays is because he's a simp for Rey. He does nothing. They could have done so much cooler with them. And at the very end, I don't give a shit that he's a stormtrooper and he has some little fighting training. Whatever. He should have gotten absolutely draxed by Kylo Ren. Bro, it's not like he's fighting, the person he calls Chrome Dome in the second movie. He's over here fighting and then one of the main bad guys, and he doesn't die. And then Rey fights him and doesn't die either. When in Rise of the Skywalker, we see Rey fight Kylo Ren, and she's got a lot more stuff to do with the Force, and she's got a lot more training, and she's losing. Versus, she wins and gives him a big scar on his face. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And Poe Dameron's stupid as shit in this movie. Like, there's nothing in this movie that is redeemable besides the fact that Han Solo's my favorite character. I like that he died to Kylo Ren in that movie. Everything in that movie is fucking terrible. But, like, the relationship between Kylo and Rey, like, I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why it bums me. I don't think it's worse than, like, Phantom Menace or something. But, like, this one is like, what started the train of, these movies are going to be bad now. Like, there's no way you can redeem these movies past this point because Force Awakens screwed it up so bad. It's either lazy writing, or the characters are trash, or the fight scenes look like crap.
That's something else I wanted to add about the prequels. They, like, trained to use lightsabers. Because it's like, Star Wars wasn't new. We made the originals way back when, and then when the prequels came out, we had a better animation budget. Our actors had watched Star Wars, and they, like, studied how to fight with a lightsaber, so the fights were always dope. Like, they're over there flipping their lightsabers around and everything. And we just regressed so hard in the sequels. It's like...
don't get me wrong, everything looks a lot better.
Okay, the animations do look better.
That's it.
But
like,
yeah.
Like the lightsabers like just don't even look strong. Like they barely
No.
can like do anything. When Finn, I know granted it's the exhaust or whatever on Kylo Ren's thing, but he gets burned right here. He should have died. And now, this is a weird hill to die on for this. For it to be in the sequels movie, he should have died. He should have died in that movie to be a catapult for Rey's character to make her want to attack the First Order and want to take on Kylo Ren head to head, and just it would have been a great catalyst for her character. For this guy who was an ex-stormtrooper who stayed and helped her fight the First Order because he's a simp, but he believes in her.
Yeah.
And her whole the only backstory thing that we should care about is, oh my God, her parents abandoned her. You don't know why yet. And BB-8's cool.
Yeah,
BB-8's like my second favorite in that entire trilogy because the people that can actually talk are shit.
Yeah, I haven't noticed something else to say about Poe Dameron also. You hit a lot of my points, but I want to say Poe Dameron was supposed to be the best flyer in the whole thing. He was like, I'm the best pilot in the galaxy.
Well, this is the Force Awakens movie is the one where he is the best. Like he does the coolest stuff.
Yeah, well,
out of all three of the movies, this is where he does the coolest shit. Like, you see him in the X-Wing flying around and stuff, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, but that's Poe Dameron in that freaking ship, so I don't care.
Yeah. But, okay, if he's so good at flying in the first movie, why is he so shit in the next two movies? Why can he crash the Millennium Falcon every time he flies it in, the third movie?
Yeah.
He did it at least twice, I know, in the third movie.
Well, the third movie, there's literally a joke where he, scrapes or something on the Millennium Falcon and Chewie gets mad at him about it. He's like, I know. So, yeah, he does it quite a bit.
And then Lando, that's who it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lando flies it once. And, then the ship's falling, and he just pulls up right next to it, and they jump on it as it's falling. And, flying perfectly and doesn't crash it, doesn't get a scratch on it.
Do you know who owned the Millennium Falcon before Han Solo?
It was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but he hadn't flown in years.
I mean, it's still his baby though. That's his ship, Like it was his ship. Then he lost it to Han Solo, and then Rey found it or whatever on Jakku, which it's another shitty little sand planet.
If I haven't went parachuting in 30 years, you think I would be perfectly as good at it as when I got it?
Right.
When I started doing it, when I was an instructor in it. But anyway,
you want to go crazy with Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi. You can talk about that one. I didn't have much to say other than it was kind of mid, and then I hated what they did with Luke's character. They made him go from being this peacekeeping, I want to keep the Force balanced, to I'm scared to teach anybody. And, I'm going to go sit here on this island and drink this weird-ass alien's milk and be the cringiest scene I think I've seen in Star Wars. That's it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Last Jedi is, look, it's my favorite out of the three. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it's good.
I will say the Salt Planet is a ripoff of Hoth.
Well, yeah, obviously, but Luke, again, he's arch stupid. Him wanting or thinking about killing Kylo Ren is the same thing as if Obi-Wan looked at Anakin and was like, there's a potential that you could be bad. I'm going to murder you. Or Obi-Wan or / Yoda doing that to Luke. Mm-hmm. And since they didn't do it to Luke, why the hell does Luke think it's a good idea to do it to Kylo Ren? You don't know what his future's going to be, and that's the big point that Rey drives home to him. It's like, you don't know this. Mm-hmm. You can see that it could potentially happen, but if you're a good enough freaking teacher, it wouldn't happen. Oh my God, he just does the same crap that Yoda does in Empire Strikes Back, where he wants to go and live on this random deserted-ass planet and die. It's stupid. And then Rose and Finn, their whole plot point is terrible, and Poe, their whole shit's terrible because the entire time, I know you when we rewatched it, you were like, oh, I remember I hated this bitch. And it was the person that took after Leia, after Leia got hurt. And I remember watching, I was like, man, F this dude, man. I was like, oh, this is where Poe Dameron and Finn are going to be.
She was the only good acting, I think, in the entire movie. Well, I don't know about acting, but she was the only good character twist in the entire movie.
Yeah, because, I was like, okay, Poe and Finn are going to get redeemed here. Mm. This is going to be their character redemption arcs for me, right? I hated them in the first one. And then it turns out that this lady knew what the hell she was talking about the entire time. And them trying to go and turn down the way that they can, track them through light speed is just pointless. And then, they're getting on these pods and stuff to go down to this planet, but Rose and Finn's little escapade at the casino and get this code cracker place, a person is just completely useless, and then she turns the ship around and has to sacrifice herself, or she's already going to die anyway, but sacrifices herself and right through the other ship. That's the coolest cinematic scene probably.
Yeah, in Star Wars.
Like, it was dope.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, what did you want to say?
It looked like a Pink Floyd album, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was like black and white with like the white crackle coming off of the ship. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Redeemed her character. These 3 characters are trash. Rose is the second worst character in Star Wars. Just a nut hair above Jar Jar.
Yeah. And another thing about that movie that just came to my mind, I hated the whole part where Finn is flying that, like, glider or whatever it is toward the big laser, and then Rose just smacks him out of the air.
Oh, yeah.
It made that completely useless.
Yeah, I hadn't really got to that part yet because, like, when they get to that, to whatever the salt planet is, I can't remember what it's called.
I don't remember what it's
And
called.
then, like, the big doors close and they're like, boom, 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 they're going to blow it up if we don't go and stop it. Yeah, and the whole, I love you, Finn, kisses him stuff, yeah, that was trash.
I'm like, yeah, you're going to love him when you're both dead.
And then,
like, why didn't they blow, they were right next to the big laser. Why didn't the, like, AT clone things just go, boom, blow them up?
I don't know, but when Kylo goes down there to fight Luke, and at this point we don't know Luke's, like, projection, it's a projection or whatever, and he's fighting there, and you see all the laser stuff, and you're like, how the hell did Luke not die?
Yeah.
I wish he was down there, and I wish he had plot armor up at this point. And I don't know how the hell they would have got him in that cave without him being a projection or whatever, right? Like, somehow right around about it. But I wish he was actually there. And I wish Kylo Ren actually killed him. Because the way Luke dies, literally 20 seconds after that, is he gets out of the projection, he goes, alright, I'm dead.
My job's done.
Okay, bro, shoot me in the face. Are you kidding me? Like, that's how Luke Skywalker dies?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the thing that really helps this movie for me, and it really helps me in the next movie, they're both trash. I love the connection. I don't know if this is something that people hate, something that people love. Most people hate it, most people love it. I don't know.
I have something to say about that, too.
The connection between Kylo Ren and Rey, where they can see each other, and I don't mind that they can interact with each other. It does not bother me at all. I think it adds a cool cinematic way to show their relationship and their emotions with each other start to change, like, because it starts off with them absolutely hating each other, and then them kind of sympathizing with each other and understanding each other to, okay, we might have to fight because you want me to join you and I want you to join me, but we are not going to do that. So I know we're going to have to eventually fight, but they feel sorry for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire emotional roller coaster with the whole connection stuff, it is like the best thing in that movie. Because the rest of the movie is just trash.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I actually, like, and I really enjoyed it. And I don't know if that's a hot take, and I don't know if that's an actual power, but when they actually get in that fight with Snoke, and he turns the lightsaber on and goes like this, and flicks the lightsaber back to him and kills Snoke, cuts him in half, then they fight the Red Guard, or whatever they're called, I thought it was dope. Like,
one of us will have a hot take on that subject in this podcast.
Yeah, because you don't like it.
I don't mind them being able to, like, talk to each other. The fact that they can just pull stuff from where they're at, like pretty much teleportation, unless that's like force power I don't know about, because I've watched a lot of Star Wars shit. Unless that's some power I don't know about, I think it's sorry if I can't say that, but I think it's dumb. Okay,
I'll believe it.
I think it's so stupid. Like, okay, so in the third movie where she puts the lightsaber.
No, we don't talk about this yet. Because I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Because this is my favorite part of the whole trilogy.
Okay.
So don't say this yet, because we'll rant about it in the
I'll get to that soon. But anyway, I don't mind them talking and, like, pretty much trying to sway each other with the Force. I don't mind it. I don't like where they take objects and crap from each other. I think it's dumb. It's weird.
So is it dumb or weird?
Both.
Wrong! I'm sorry, it's cool as shit. It's a great way to show them together and their emotions. And them showing, like, I feel for you. Because we're kind of in the same exact position. And
I said, I didn't mind that. I don't like the fact that he can go and just do this and snatch a necklace off of her and then find out where she's at. Like, y'all are pretty much the new galactic empire. You could find where they're at. You have all these trackers and everything. You can follow them through light speed, and you're telling me you couldn't find out where they were on that planet? You have people across the galaxy, like you said before about another movie, and they couldn't find them? I can't remember. You were talking about it in one of the original movies. How they couldn't find them somewhere, and you were like, they have all these people everywhere. We talked about it, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
I mean, but what planet are you talking about?
I can't remember.
The Salt Planet or the one with the like little festival stuff going on in Rise of Skywalker?
Oh, and this one I'm talking about the festival thing.
Oh, well, that's in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I know.
But
that's I'm talking about, like, I think it's...
Well, they destroyed the ship that had the light speed tracking ability. That's what she flew through.
Okay, but...
And they followed the big ship. All the stuff behind them followed that big ship and tracked, and that's how they tracked them.
I know.
So, but at the same time, like...
But anyway, they had people on that planet already, because they were there, right?
Yeah, because they even said something like, watch out, this is where First Order people could be.
Yeah. Can I go on my rant about that movie? Because I'm already pretty much talking about it.
Well, we'll go as we progress through the movie. Like, don't go crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because we're obviously going to really shit on it.
All right. I don't even remember how it starts, to be honest. I just remember it's a big blur, but I hated all of it.
Well, it starts off with them finding Palpatine, which he's in this movie, which is stupid.
Yeah,
but
I hate that too.
Him going to find the Sith Wayfinder and going to Exegol and Palpatine being like, you could take over for me and be in control of the final order. I was like, really? Like, who the hell came up with the idea to bring Palpatine back? Whose genius idea was that? You ruined the whole trilogy, the original trilogy, almost, not really.
Well, the whole sequels was just a carbon copy of the originals. Palpatine had his underling, a.k.a. Kylo Ren / Vader. They even looked the same because they were based off each other. Or at least Kylo's based off them.
What I wanted to happen, right, was Snoke is basically the Emperor in that sequels, and then he dies, and then Palpatine's just there, and he's been pulling the strings.
Yeah.
I was like
he has in every single movie.
I wish when Snoke died, Kylo Ren became the big bad guy.
Yeah.
But that just didn't happen.
No.
Oh, there's another person he's got to learn from, and this person he's got to do this for. And I was like, well, that's just stupid.
I agree. I don't think Palpatine should have been in the movies. I mean, I guess it's a running theme, though, because he controlled behind the strings, like, in every one of the movies. Like, in all the prequels, originals, and even now the sequels, he was behind the scenes pulling the strings, and that was kind of his thing. But I don't think he should have been the sequels. I think he should have been a different bad guy. Or, like you said, Kylo Ren became the new leader.
I don't mind Snoke. Like, he's not my favorite thing in the world, but he played the part, and he played the role he needed to play. And when they killed him in the second one, that should have been the setup for Kylo Ren being the big bad guy in the third one. And then when Palpatine's just there, you're like, what the fuck is this crap?
We could have had another Revenge of the Sith fight, and they decided no.
And
they literally, I don't want to say the ending of it because we're trying to go along it, but the way they end it, like the fight that they have, quote unquote, is so short and brief. It's so
cringy.
Yes, and it's like so disappointing. I don't know. It's like, okay, at least the Revenge of the Sith, they had a 30-minute fight or whatever. Cool. They had a 30-minute fight. It wasn't like, oh, we built up this moment for 3 movies and then we're going to give you 5 minutes, if that. Like, that's just so disappointing.
The whole premise of the movie, right, is trying to find how to get to Exegol. They're trying to find the Sith Wayfinder.
Yeah.
And then the way they find the Sith Wayfinder is trash. It's a dagger. Oh, okay. Luke was trying to find this dagger. Okay, we found it when we followed this little snake pit, and we killed the little snake, and we get the sword thing, and C-3PO can read it, but he can't tell us because I think they were like, how the hell do we make this movie longer? Mm-hmm. Okay, C-3PO can read it, but we need to erase his memory. We need to erase his memory.
Yeah. And I had a rant about this too. I could rant about the entire movie if I had the time and.
Yeah, but we can get C-3PO. We gotta hack his brain because Bobby Frick is actually pretty funny, but he's the one that hacks his brain and stuff. Bobby Frick is a high point in this movie. It's not a lot of high points, but I think he's funny. He's cute.
He's the Baby Yoda of this movie.
Well, he's like, yeah! I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome.
He's the Baby Yoda or the little bird thing, sort of a pea from the second movie.
Oh yeah, those things are pretty cute too. The scenes in this, going back to scenes in the second one where he's with Chewie and they're flying the ship and they go, I was like, oh, that shit's really cool. I'm not gonna lie, but they crack C-3PO's head open and they basically like kind of ruin C-3PO as a character.
Yeah.
But even though I'm not a big fan of C-3PO, like he's whatever. Like okay, you still just kind of destroyed.
Yeah.
C-3PO.
And I want to say something about this. The whole point of that happening to him, and the whole point of them looking for this Wayfinder, it's a complete waste of time. It's nothing becomes of it. They go to find the Wayfinder where it's supposed to be, and then she has this like Luke moment where she goes into this destroyed Death Star, kind of like when Luke went in the cave and saw and fought Vader, and it turned out to be himself. She fought herself. And then just like nothing ever just is said about that. It's like
her lightsaber was really cool.
Yeah, I will say that. But like she fights her for like 2 seconds and then falls out and drops the Wayfinder. And then Kylo's just there.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Okay, two things about that. One, Kylo Ren shows up in areas in this movie. I pointed it out to you that he's just there at moments. Number one, I understand he probably, at one point, he had the dagger. And he could probably get a droid to read that. And it's probably not against their protocol to translate Sith language. Cool, it's at the Death Star. How the hell do you know exactly where it is in the Death Star? And then, with Rey's point of view, she just happened to be on the hill where she can line up the dagger, pull the crap out, and see it's right there. But once you get in the Death Star, how the hell did you know where to go? So yeah, that was pretty bad. And then they have a little fight scene.
Yeah. Before you talk about that, I want to say like what my point was to that. Pretty much, they do all that, go to that planet, find the dagger, get C-3PO to decrypt it, and wipe his memory. Like, one of the oldest characters in the thing, wipe his memory.
Yeah, like, Anakin made that motherfucker.
Yeah, Anakin made him, I don't even know how many years ago. And so he's just gone. He's not C-3PO we know anymore. He's just the basic one from, like, the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And then it's all for nothing because Kylo grabs it when she drops it and just goes...
Well, the only thing I will say, though, is, like, she wouldn't have been able to get the other Sith Wayfinder if she hadn't been to the. And I'm not saying it's good, but I'm just saying like if she hadn't been there and he hadn't been there at the Death Star, she wouldn't have been able to take his ship with the other Sith Wayfinder to then find Exegol.
He probably would have found her wherever she was at anyway, and the whole thing would have happened somewhere else. But anyway, my point is C-3PO got his memory wiped for nothing.
I mean, that didn't really bother me as much as I guess it bothered you, but. They also have the little fight, and Rey loses until Leia says something to Kylo, and she's
he senses her.
She
dying.
goes, "Ben," and he goes, and he stares, and then she stabs him. She's using the emotion. We see the Force, right? You can't really use your emotion or something. You're turning to the dark side.
I have a big point about.
Oh yeah, obviously. I already know your opinion on that.
Yeah, you got my opinion. I'll tell them in a little bit.
Which I think is cool, but then she has a little hissy fit and wants to go be Luke pretty much, and then she throws the freaking lightsaber in the fire, and Luke catches it, and then he raises the X-wing out. I saw this somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was, but. They're like, why don't you just send the Ghost to fight? If they can do all this different crap, they can use the Force, they can catch inanimate objects, they can do all this crap. Why don't you just send them to go fight for you? Which I thought was interesting. It wasn't like a big thing for me, but like I was like, whatever.
I got something else to say about that too. Basically, in the second movie, whenever he's his little projection thing, he couldn't touch anything. Right? Like really, he couldn't touch anything. He could have like a Force object, like that little dice thing, but they weren't actually there. So whenever he got shot at, it didn't affect him or anything. But when he's dead, and he's a Force ghost, he can touch things now. And also, in all the past movies, the Force ghost never did anything other than just give advice. But in this one, like you said, he caught the lightsaber and was like, oh, you should treat this better, just because it's a Jedi's lightsaber. Like you were just talking about, why, if they were going to do that, why wouldn't they do it in past movies? Or just not do it at all.
Because it wasn't like they just wrote it to change shit. I do want to just kind of somewhat speed run the last little bit because we are going pretty long on this. But Finn and Poe are useless in this movie. And then we're just gonna talk about the X-Call stuff at the end. Number one, we just gotta have hope for people to show up, and they have their little Endgame moment where all the freaking ships show up. So basically, the portal scene, a really shitty portal scene from Endgame, where all the people show up, and then Kylo Ren is there, or shows up later after Rey. He's like, "You're gonna have to strike me down. You're gonna be the new Emperor. You're gonna be the Empress." And She's about to strike him down, and this is the coolest moment in the movie. I don't care what you say; it looks so cool.
I disagree.
It looks so cool is when she's like, okay, I'll strike you down, and then Kylo's there, and they have a little connection moment, and then they look at each other, and he nods, and he just puts it behind. She puts it behind her back, and it goes like this, and then Kylo goes, and he has the lightsaber. I got chills down my fucking arm, dude. I thought it was sick as shit because I like the connection. And so me liking the connection obviously built it up to me to think that moment was going to be cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the best part in the entire movie is when puts his lightsaber behind her back, shows Palpatine, I ain't got a freaking lightsaber. And then Kylo whips it out, and he's like, he became good at this point, and he whoops ass, and then they get their life force or whatever taken from them, from Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't hate that moment. I actually think it's really cool. And I know your weird stigma with the touching and passing and doing all this other stuff. I understand. You've already explained
Stigma. Anyway.
Well, it's your opinion.
Yeah, it is my opinion.
Right? It might be a popular opinion. I don't know. But I thought it was cool.
One of us will be wrong in the eyes of the public. I don't care who.
Well, yeah, obviously. And then, the ending with the lightsabers. And they have her Iron Man little thing where he's like, I'm all the Sith. And she goes, and I, has a little Iron Man pause, I am all the Jedi. And kills him. I was like, this is the shit. What is this shit? I was like, are you kidding me? Like, we built up for that. That's so crap. I mean, do you have anything else to say?
I want to say, two more things. One, I hated that Kylo died to save her.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then we can talk about that in a minute. I have something else that's more pressing that I thought about earlier while writing my notes.
52 minutes, so just
okay.
Try and speed run.
Leia's training, that was useless. They only did that to make up for her floating back to the ship with the Force in the second movie.
Which I hated. I wanted Kylo to kill her, but
yeah. But anyway, it was completely useless because the reason she stopped training to become a Jedi, she could have been our female Jedi, and I probably wouldn't have hated it, but it'd have been better than what we got. But yeah, so her training was just useless because she only stopped because she saw a vision that Kylo would die if she continued her training. And what happens in the end of the movie, the last movie?
Kylo dies.
Kylo dies. So what was the point of her stopping her training? She goes on to teach Rey anyway. Why couldn't she have just been a Jedi herself? They obviously had two lightsabers.
We have two different opinions. I'll let you quickly explain yours, what you wanted that need to happen, and I'll explain what I wanted to happen. I wanted Rey to stay dead. And I wanted Kylo, this whole trilogy, just to be the lead up to Kylo being the person that leads the Jedis. I think that would have been cool. I do like yours idea too.
Okay. And what I'll say about that opinion is that's kind of just like the Darth Vader thing where it's like, is he really redeemable? Because he was basically the new Darth Vader and he killed a whole bunch of people. Like went on these rampages and it's like, could he really lead the Jedi at this point? Would people trust him? But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. My preferred ending was the first movie is about Rey being a Jedi and Kylo being about a Sith. The second movie is where I wanted them to start flipping a little bit, and then Rey starting to lean more towards the dark side, and then Kylo kind of flipping around to the Jedi side. The third movie I wanted to be about Rey's the Sith now. She's a Palpatine. She's going to take over the New Order, and now Kylo, after he'd already murdered his father and everything, he's redeemed himself, and now he's going to be the Jedi.
Like you said, is he redeemable? Because before we even start the sequels, he's killing a bunch of people.
Yeah. I mean
he's basically
still a point, but it's better than what we got.
He's basically a big general of space Nazis.
Yeah.
So,
but it'd have been like that point where Finn was a New Order stormtrooper, and then he turned. So it could have been the thing about that trilogy, them flipping, and the connection would have made sense at that point because it's he started becoming good, she started becoming bad. I think that'd have been a much better movie series. But overall, I gave it, being generous, I gave it a 2 out of 10.
I gave it 3.5.
I hated those movies with a passion.
Yeah.
I wanted to give it a 1 so bad, but I was there were some cool parts in it.
Yeah, obviously the connection stuff really helped me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get off Star Wars. That's our big rant. Please tell us we're stupid, or please tell us we're smart as shit. I mean, I'm hoping I'm right on the whole connection stuff being cool, but if I know anything about Star Wars fans, I'm gonna think they probably didn't like it.
Probably not.
All right,
But I could be wrong. I don't like it.
we are gonna do something that I came up with. I had never seen it done before. We're gonna be doing Letterboxd Blackjack.
Oh god. Oh yeah. I'm gonna guess the rating.
No, you're not gonna guess anything. We're gonna be playing Blackjack. You know how Blackjack works?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna get it's about the MCU movies, and it's the ratings that they are on Letterboxd. So obviously 1 through 5 or whatever, right? I have quick notes. The lowest on this list is Secret Invasion with a 2.1, and the highest is either Guardians 3 or Infinity War with a 4, and the lowest movie is Dark World with a 2.2, which is asinine as shit, but whatever. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna spin once. I'm gonna get mine, and then I'm gonna write it down here on this next piece of paper. Do you have a piece of paper?
Yeah.
You're gonna write down on a piece of paper. You're gonna write down what you have, and we're gonna try and get as close to 21 as possible without going over. And if we go over, we're bust. And so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna spin. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna write it down, and then I'm gonna press the spin button so you can't see what I just got.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get yours, and then you're gonna write it down, and then I'm gonna take back over the laptop.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna be like, you want to hit or do you want to stay? And we're gonna try and get as close to 21 as possible. Best 2 out of 3.
All right.
Does that sound fun? Okay. I don't want the sound on. Oops. Come on, baby. Okay. I really need to record this. I should have had this up before. My bad. Oops. All right. There should be the screen up there now. That's my bad. Oopsies. You can see what I have now. I'm gonna remove it. You're gonna remove whatever you have, and then I'm gonna spin and take the laptop so I can't see what you get.
And just remove it.
Yeah, remove it, and then before you write it down, spin the thing again and hand it back to me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, I can tell you what I got this one. I got Wakanda Forever 3.4. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna hit again. Gonna remove. You wanna go back and forth so we can both be in action?
That's fine.
I'm gonna hit for you.
Okay.
Let's see what you get. Let's see what you get. Let's see what you get. You got Captain America, which is a 3.3. I'm obviously going to hit again. You want to go to 18 or 21? Because I thought 18 would be a little bit better. 18. 18?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go 18. We can do 15, you want? We can do 15? Or just 18?
Yeah, 15 will work.
15?
Yeah,
Alright.
Considering it only goes up to 5.
Alright, I got Iron Man 3, which is a 3. Alright, you want to hit again, obviously?
Yep, I want to hit.
You got Ragnarok with a 3.7.
That's only 3.7?
Out of 5.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Let's see here. I got Infinity War. Okay. Let's do the math real quick. Do you want to stay or hit?
I want to hit.
You want to hit?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to 15 now, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. You got Black Widow with a 2.9. I'm staying. So you tell me if you want to hit again.
Let's see. I gotta stay. I can't hit again.
You gotta stay?
Yeah. Unless I got a shitty movie.
All right. What's your score?
12.9.
I got a 13.8.
That Black Widow one screwed me. I had a 10.
What was your first one? Multiverse of
Multiverse
Madness.
Madness 3.0.
I had Far From Home, which is a 3.4. I had 3.4, a 3.4, a 3, and then a 4. Infinity War's a 4.
I had a 3, 3.3, 3.7, and 2.9.
Yeah, the Black Widow one kind of screwed you at the end of the day.
If I had 5, like I could have got a perfect score, 5 out of 5, and I would have won 100%. I had a blackjack. I was like,
5 out of 5. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was like, as long as I don't get something really low, I'll be all right.
I'm gonna spend mine for the next one, but 2 out of 3, right?
Mm.
All right. I got. Okay. Obviously, this is where you're gonna see yours, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna remove it, spin it, and there's yours. Damn, that computer is going crazy.
Mm.
Okay, you got yours?
Yep.
All right. I got Hulk with a 2.8. You want to hit?
Yep. No, I think I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
I had a feeling. Well, I don't think we're gonna go over, but I have another wheel with the exact same shit just in case.
Mm.
You got Winter Soldier with a 3.7. I'm going to hit. And I just got. Yeah, baby. She-Hulk with a 2.4. One hit.
Yep.
You got Shang-Chi with a 3.4.
I'm just writing 3.4. I don't know how to write that name.
It's just Shang and then CHI.
Oh, Shang-Chi. Never mind.
Yeah. I'm going to hit. All right. Got Cat Marvel with a 2.7.
Give me another one.
Okay. You got Miss Marvel with a 2.9. I'm going to hit. I don't know if it's a bad choice or not. I got Endgame with a 3.9.
I'm staying.
What's your score?
13.2.
Yeah, I lost at a 15.6.
Yeah,
I really.
I was
did not
like,
want-
you're probably gonna bust.
If I got anything 3.3 or lower,
Mm-hmm.
I was good.
Yeah.
And I would have won.
I was not risking it. I
'Cause
was like,
I
there's
had-
nothing that's got a 1 point something.
What is what's your hidden one?
My hidden one, Ant-Man, 3.2.
I had another freaking Spider-Man movie with a 3.5 is Homecoming. Then I had Hulk 2.8, 2.4, 2.7, 3.9. I kept getting low stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, if I get something 3 or less, which there are quite a few on here, I'm good.
Yeah.
Of course, I rolled Endgame.
Which most of them are like 3 something.
If it had went one more, it would have been 2.7 with Eternals, and I would have won. All right, last game.
Last round.
All right. That's mine. All right, I got something you have never seen before. Werewolf by Night.
Oh, so the TV shows are in it too.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to hit?
Nah, I think I'm good around. Yes, I'm hitting.
You want to hit, obviously. You got the best movie ever.
Eternals.
Well, actually, it's switched back. It was a different movie, but you got Quantumania with a 2.3. I did not. When I did that, I was like, damn, Quantumania is a 2.3. That's pretty bad.
I don't know how this one's gonna go.
We're gonna find out. I got Civil War with a 3.6. Obviously, you want me to hit, yeah?
Yeah.
You got the movie you gave a 6 out of 10.
Really?
Avengers with a 3.6. Do you know what that averages out to, Bozo? A 7.2 out of 10, and you gave it a 6. Hell.
So wait, what was it?
It's a 3.6 out of 5.
3.6.
Yeah, which was a 7.2 out of 10. I got... Okay. I got The Marvels, which I just watched not that recently. Or not that long ago. Not that recently.
What's their rating?
2.6.
Oh.
Obviously one hit, right?
Yeah.
You got Hawkeye with a 3.3. Now I'm really thinking about this. Do I want to hit or not? I do. Okay.
That does not sound very good.
You don't know that. You want to hit?
Yep.
You got Moon Knight with a 3.6. What's your score?
I'm staying. I got a 14.7.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I busted.
I figured.
At 15.4.
Whenever you went, okay, I was like, hey, busted.
Yeah.
I had an 11.1 before Moon Knight.
I had 11.8. And I was like, I need to do it. What was your hidden one? Thor.
Thor. 2.9.
Wow. That was pretty fun, though.
Yeah.
2 out of 3.
Catch the L, buddy.
Hey, Cody's the winner. But I came up with that game. I've never seen that game, but not before, so I think it's pretty fun.
We could tweak it in the future, because I think we should probably do it one time at least, like actual blackjack, where it's like I hit as much as I want, and then you hit as much as you want.
Well, that's
so we don't know each other's numbers.
Well, I thought it would be interesting to like.
Yeah.
Well, you're obviously with blackjack, you know each other's cards.
Yeah,
except the hidden
that's
one.
true.
So I just thought it'd be interesting to go back and forth, make it more interesting. But
all right. Would you rather?
Would you rather, baby? I don't know exactly any questions he's got for me, and I got any questions for you. Do we go first to you? One, or?
Yeah, we can do 1-1-1-1.
Well, yeah, I want to do that, but how
you can go first though.
Okay, my first one is: would you rather be a Jedi from Star Wars or a wizard from Harry Potter?
I hate you. You know that? I would rather be.
I know what the answer is for me. Very honest.
You would. Yeah, I know what yours going to be.
I think it's by far. Should be close.
Well,
because you can do.
I would rather be a Jedi, and that's not going to be your answer. I already know.
I would so much rather be a wizard.
You want to know my first one?
What?
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Would you rather have a wand or a lightsaber?
What are the fucking odds? With a fucking wand?
I wouldn't.
You could do so much more shit with a wand than you can a lightsaber.
Not if you're a muggle.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
What would I rather have? I don't care. I want a wand.
Okay, your answer's a wand then. I just wanted to put... That was my input I wanted to throw in. I was like, what if you're a muggle though?
Well, muggle-borns can be wizards and witches.
Muggle-borns?
Well, there's...
But what if you're just a muggle?
Yeah, mudblood people have 2 muggle parents.
That doesn't mean they can.
Who's to say that I'm not able to use magic? This is one thing bad thing
go get your wand right now.
There's one bad thing about Harry Potter is they never explain who can do magic and who can't. But who's to say I couldn't do it?
I can pull a Death Star out of the sky. No, I'm just kidding. No. But I have a lightsaber. I could cut through this wall if I wanted to.
I could make that wall not even be there if I was a wizard.
But anyway, next question.
Would you rather Borderlands 3 have been great? Would you have rather Dying Light 2 be great?
Borderlands 3.
I think it was pretty easy, but again, it was my top 2.
Yeah.
So
I
know
like.
you really like Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
Not 2,
yeah,
but as
1.
well. Sorry.
I like Dying Light 1. Yeah. Dying Light 2. I never even finished it. I'll be honest. I got to the part where you go through the tunnel.
Like, at least we were able to finish Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a Dying Light 2 game, but we were like, I really want to play this game.
Like, I mean, it's not absolutely terrible, I guess, but it's not great. It's not as good as the first one by far. I did like the different skills they had, though. But anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but no one near as good.
Would you rather be friends with Luke or Vader?
Darth Vader.
What if he kills you?
Fuck it, man. I'm cool friends with Darth Vader. I'm not a huge fan of Luke Skywalker.
Okay, that was going to be my answer, too, but... Alright, your turn.
Like, plus, I'd be evil, and I think evil people are cool as shit. I like Voldemort.
I think I knew your answer before I even, like, asked you.
I like
thought
Voldemort.
about it when I was writing.
I like Darth Vader. I like Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Darth Maul's really sick. I really like Thanos. I love evil people.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be buddies with them.
I would be evil, yeah.
All right,
I can kill younglings.
I got a very personal one for you.
Okay, I have a personal one for you later.
Would you rather never be able to watch anime ever again?
Okay.
Or never be able to drink milk again?
Okay, for y'all that don't know, I drink a lot of milk.
We both really like milk, and I don't know if that's a weird thing, but he loves it a lot more than I do.
Yes, I grew up drinking it and never stopped. It is probably my comfort drink. But that's hard. That's really hard. Because that's like all I watch, really. Like, you watch a bunch of different movies, I just watch a bunch of different animes.
I think I know the answer for me is obvious, but...
Well, yeah, but you don't like anime.
Exactly, so... What would you rather do, man? Come on.
I could probably live without anime. That tells you how much my dedication to milk is. I mean, I got other TV shows I could watch, you know?
Whatever.
At least I have other options. If I stop drinking milk, it's like, what's going to substitute for it? But anyway, would you rather only play single-player games or multiplayer games?
Single player.
Single player?
100%. I get so burnt out of multiplayer games all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, like, out of my top 5 games, only one was a multiplayer game.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
That'd be my answer,
I can play solo by myself all the time. Dying Light, all by myself all the time. God of War, by myself all the time. Bioshock, by myself all the time. Like, and I get annoyed at people, like, pretty easily.
Yeah.
So, if I don't have to deal with dumbasses on the internet, like, cool, I'm going to be able to play Valorant or Apex or Call of Duty or whatever anymore.
Not sponsored.
Whatever. Like, it wouldn't bother me that much.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, since the MCU is kind of downward spiral, and DC has like announced a bunch of stuff, and people are excited. Would you rather DC thrive in the future, and in MCU from this point on, it's all crap. Nothing's good that they put out past this point. Deadpool 3 is terrible. Any TV show, any movie they come out with is terrible, but the DC movies are great. Or the inverse. Would you rather the MCU be great from this point on and the DC continue to be trash? Or would you rather the inverse? Which one would you rather have?
That's hard.
I know my answer.
I would rather, I think, Marvel thrive because of, like, Spider-Man and all those people, and I don't care as much about DC other than, like, Batman. I like Batman. So, yeah, probably Marvel, but also don't know because Disney gets the money then.
I would much rather DC thrive.
Really?
We've had Marvel. It's been good. It's been great. I can go back and watch this.
I would rather, when I say that, I mean, I want, like, Marvel to thrive as in better than it has been. Like, it just explodes.
Like with the scenario is MCU is great, DC shit.
Okay.
How it's been forever. Or DC.
Yeah, never mind. Flip it. Yeah, flip it. Never mind.
Like,
change my answer.
We've never had anything good DC. I can go back and watch all these Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And be content. And it would kind of stink to have to keep watching the same crap over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
But we've never seen.
I changed my answer just because of Batman and The Flash. I would love for those two.
I'd love for The Flash to have a good movie. This past movie was shit.
Yeah. All right. Would you rather know how or when you die?
I'm not gonna ever. I don't want to know when, ever.
So you want to know how?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'd be terrified of that one thing again. Like, if it was a snake, I'm already deadly afraid of snakes. And then obviously I'm a hypochondriac, so if it's cancer, I'm gonna be freaking the hell out. But like,
what if somebody told you?
I'd be counting down the days.
What if somebody told you like somebody very close to you is gonna kill you?
Then I'd turn into a maniac and murder everybody.
But what if that's why they kill you though?
Whatever. But like I'd be counting down the days, and I would not be able to deal with that stress in my mind. All right, last one. Would you rather your hair always be oily, no matter how many times you take a shower, or every time you put on a pair of socks to go anywhere, or your shoes, or anything you put on your feet, it's always soaking wet?
My hair be oily. I can put on a hat. That's a hard one to think
about. I know,
about.
because when you wake up, you're like, oh, my hair's oily. I gotta take a shower.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times you take a shower, your hair is always going to be oily.
Yeah. I mean, I would hate that, but then again, I would hate to be walking around like on a date or something, and then like
sponges.
I would hate that so much. But all right. So for my last one, this one's a personal one.
Let's go, baby.
Would you rather be alone forever, nobody's around you, not even friends, family, pets, anything, or let your dog die tomorrow?
I'm not killing Kino.
I didn't think so. I weren't going to name him.
Well, wait. If I'm alone forever...
Yeah, he's not going to be with you, but he's going to be alive.
Yeah, I'd give him to my mom. Let him have a happy life.
You would live alone forever?
I'd go be Luke Skywalker.
Okay. Yeah, I agree, but...
Like, I'm not killing Kino.
I know.
Like, under any circumstance, that would rip me to shreds.
No, you not saying you kill him, but like he just died.
Oh, if I knew he was going to die tomorrow, it'd rip me to shreds.
Mm.
Like, I could do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, how far will he go? You know?
I do a lot for my dog. He annoys the shit out of me sometimes, but I do a lot for this freaking pup.
Yeah. You want to tell them why he's named what he is?
Yeah, his name's Kino because I love zombies. Told you, I speedrun zombies, and I've loved zombies all my life. And the most iconic map and the most nostalgic map for me is Kino der Toten.
Mm-hmm.
Kino. It means theater in German. I took German in college. I can talk about that later at some point if anybody wants me to. But Kino. It was really cool. Thought it was a cool name. And I kind of stole it from a YouTuber called I Am Wildcat. He has a dog named Kino. And I was like, that's dope. And I took it.
Yep.
And really cool.
All right.
So we're going to move on to yours. You want to tell them what you got?
This is going to be my segment. I was at Target one day, actually looking for a gift for my mom's birthday, and happened to see this. It is a ESPN sports trivia, so I figured I'd test Jackson on his sports trivia since he's so proud of it.
Hey, I like to think I'm the golden boy. I'm the sports encyclopedia.
So I have these cards. I might not ask all of the questions. I might save for another one, but I figured I'd at least ask you about 20 questions or so.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. This one's going to be about baseball. Which of these leagues grew out of Rotisserie League Baseball?
Out of what?
Rotisserie League Baseball. If you need the answer choices, let me know.
I'm not going to need the answer choices.
You got American League, Fantasy Baseball League, Little League, and Minor League Baseball.
Rotisserie League? What the hell does that mean? Rotisserie League. I'm going to say rotisserie, you rotate. Minor.
It was Fantasy Baseball League. Which player was the first in Major League Baseball to have his number retired?
First ever?
Mm-hmm. In Major League Baseball. If you need the answer choices, let me know.
Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
Come at me, baby!
All right. Which pitcher was the first to throw a no-hitter for the New York Mets? Come on, you know all your baseball facts. Baseball and football, that's your thing.
Give me the answer choices.
Dwight Gooden, Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan, or Johan Santana?
What was the second option?
Tom Seaver.
Him.
Him? It was Johan Santana.
It was either between 2 and 4, I promise. Because I knew it was Nolan Ryan.
No.
And who's the first one?
Dwight Gooden.
Yeah, I didn't think it was him.
How many pitches did Red Barrett throw in 1944 to set a record for fewest pitches in a 9-inning complete game?
79.
Do you want the answer choices?
Yeah.
All right. 58, 65, 74, or 81?
74.
It was 58.
Holy shit, he dominated. What? Okay.
Let's see, how many pitches is that an inning?
Do the math. It's a little less than 7.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Wow.
Yeah. It was 1944. But
They were pretty bad at baseball back then.
Yeah. Which stadium did Cubs pitcher Carlos Zambrano's 2008 no-hitter against the Astros occur during a hurricane? Due to a hurricane. Which stadium?
Say that one more time.
In which stadium did Cubs pitcher Carlos Zambrano's 2008 no-hitter against the Astros occur due to a hurricane?
What stadium?
Yeah.
Well, there's the 2 teams. I'm hoping this and
Well, they happened here because of a hurricane. Give me name the parks. You got Wrigley Field, U.S. Cellular Field, Miller Park, and the ballpark of Arlington. Or ballpark at Arlington, sorry.
I don't know where the second one is. U.S. Cellular Park.
U.S. Cellular Field.
I'm blanking. Miller Lite.
Miller Lite? You mean Miller Park?
Miller Park.
That's the final answer. Yep.
Because I think that's the Brewer Stadium.
That's Miller Park. All right, that card's
And I'm
done.
assuming that it was going to be played. I don't know. Houston, maybe. I don't know.
So let's see. You got 2 right out of 5 for baseball. And I'm going to write this down.
Fantasy wrong. Yeah. And those are pretty hard questions. Hey, I sniped Lou
I told you they were hard.
I sniped Lou Gehrig without answer choices. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that's the one I did think you would get. Because it
Did
was
you think I was going to get it without the answer choices?
Possibly. I mean, it's the first baseball player to have his number retired. You just know random crap like that. And then that's one of the few names that I recognized off this list.
Okay.
Him and Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one's going to be about hockey.
Probably my least knowledgeable.
Yep. How many Hart Memorial trophies has Wayne Gretzky won? The most of any NHL player.
He won 8 out of his first 10 seasons, I'm pretty sure.
Let me tell you the answer choices.
Yeah.
6 trophies, 9 trophies, 10 trophies, 15 trophies.
Is there any way in hell he won 15? I'm going to go 11.
That's not an answer choice.
What did you say then? 9 or 10?
6, 9, 10.
Okay, 10.
10 is 9.
Because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's the MVP trophy. And I'm pretty sure he won like 8 out of his first 10 seasons in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he won like the first 7 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
In 1919, what 1919 event forced the cancellation of the Stanley Cup Finals, causing no winner to be awarded? Do you need the choices?
It's some sort of disease outbreak.
Yeah. But what was it called?
Influenza?
I'm pretty sure that's what it's actually called, but what was...
The flu?
Yeah, the Spanish flu pandemic.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, baby! Get in there!
What year did U.S. men's hockey team defeat Czechoslovakia to win its first Olympic gold medal?
Miracle on Ice is in 1980.
Let me tell you the answer choices.
Yeah.
1936, 1960, 1980, and 2006. They beat Czechoslovakia.
What was the second answer choice?
1960.
That one.
Yep.
Had to be. Miracle on Ice was in 1980. I don't think they'd won until that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to be the 2 before that. And I don't think it was 36, because I'm pretty sure 36 is the big... Oh, what's the dude that ran track? Had the fist in the air. Don't remember. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. Had the fist in the air. He was a black runner or whatever, and he got
Usain
interviewed and
Bolt?
stuff. Huh?
I was like, I don't know what you're
In
talking about.
1936.
Oh, no, I don't know. I didn't hear that part. I was just like a famous runner. Usain?
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, which NHL team's president was Margaret Norris, the first woman to have her name engraved in the Stanley Cup?
Where did the Norris Trophy come from? The Rangers.
No. You want me to give you answer
Yeah.
choices? All right. Detroit Red Wings, New York Americans, Montreal Canadiens, or Boston Bruins?
Norris. Doesn't sound Canadian. The New York Americans? Screw it, we're going with that answer choice.
New York Americans? It was the Detroit Red Wings.
I think it was going to be my last guess.
Which NHL team won the award for Best Comeback at the 2019 ESPY Awards?
The U.S. Women's National Team.
Huh? Which NHL team
NHL team, shit, I just heard hockey. Because I think they won, they did the thing about the salary thing. Right?
They won the award for Best Comeback at the 2019 ESPY Awards.
Comeback. Who came back in 2018?
I'll give you this. It's Washington Capitals, Anaheim Ducks, Calgary Flames, and St. Louis Blues.
Well, the Blues won the championship. Something with them.
For Best Comeback?
Yeah, that's not right though.
Final answer?
Yeah.
It was the Blues.
I used to like the Blues, so they won the Stanley Cup that year. I was like, it has to be this team. There's no way.
All right, football. Here's your strong
Pride
suit.
and joy, baby.
Which of these NFL quarterbacks did not win the Heisman Trophy in college?
Oh shit. Okay.
Lamar Jackson,
He did.
Baker Mayfield,
He did.
Kyler Murray,
He did.
Patrick Mahomes.
That one.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yep. 100%.
Yep.
Boom, baby. That's what happens when you ask me two Oklahoma players.
I knew you knew Baker Mayfield at least.
Ooh.
Which defensive end retired in 2003 as NFL's all-time sack leader with 200?
Michael Strahan.
No, 200 career sacks.
Shit. Oh no, he has a single season. Lawrence Taylor.
No.
Fuck, I don't know that.
Do you need the
Yeah.
choices? Richard Dent, Kevin Green, Bruce Smith, or Reggie White?
Which between the last two? It's got to be Bruce Smith.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Yep.
He played for the Bills. I think. Pretty sure.
I
Pretty sure he
think
was
so.
part of the Fall of Buffalo documentary we watched.
Okay. Who became the first player to throw and catch a touchdown pass in a single Super Bowl game in 2018? You should know this. We've talked about this.
In 2018, it was. So we were. Shit. In 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the year after us was the Eagles. Oh, it was Nick Foles.
Yep.
Oh!
I was like, you should know this. We've talked about this.
Get in there like swimwear, cuz.
Who became the first player in NFL history to rush for 3 touchdowns in a single Super Bowl game in 1998? You should
Last
know
name
this.
Davis?
Yeah. What's his first name?
Oh, he's the running back for the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Because he beat us.
Mm-hmm.
Charles. No, it's not right.
I'll give you 2 guesses, not including Charles.
What is his name? What name? Terrence?
No?
Shit.
You're close.
Terrell?
Yep. Terrell Davis.
I was like, they beat us.
Hmm.
I was like, it's got.
So I was like, ooh, that's a good one. He would know this year at least.
Let's go, baby.
Which NFL running back rushed for at least 100 yards in the most regular season games?
Say that one more time.
Which NFL running back rushed for at least 100 yards in the most regular season games? He's rushed for over 100 yards in most regular season games.
Of his career?
Yeah. He's done over 100 for multiple games. He is the most for regular season games.
I have no idea.
You me name the names?
I'm gonna go. Oh shit, Chris. Shit, the guy that played Chris Johnson.
No, I'm gonna read you names.
Oh, damn it, he played at ECU. He's really good.
Eric Dickerson, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, or
Uh-huh.
Emmitt Smith.
Emmett. It's gotta
Emmett?
be. He got the most rushing yards.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
All right.
I blanked on all those names for whatever reason when I was thinking of it. I was like,
All right.
oh,
Basketball.
Whoa.
Which player did not average 20 points and 20 rebounds per game during his college career?
Did not? Shit, okay.
If you want me to give you names on all of these, I can.
I'm definitely going to do the names.
Bill Russell, Julius Erving, Kermit Washington, and Wilt Chamberlain.
What was the third placement?
Kermit Washington?
That one.
It was Wilt Chamberlain.
That's the dude who scored 100 points in the NBA, and he has got the record. I'm pissed at him.
He did not average 20 points and 20 rebounds per game in his college career.
Well, maybe he averaged the points and averaged the rebounds.
No, I don't think he did either.
Oh, well, that's shit. Okay.
Did not average 20 points and rebounds per game.
Okay.
Which is the only Olympic Games where neither the U.S. men's nor women's teams won any medals for basketball? Place and year.
Place in year?
Place and year, yes. You got Berlin, 1936, Munich, 1972,
Yeah.
Moscow, 1980, and Seoul, 1988. Three seconds.
The last one.
Seoul? I don't answer. It was Moscow, 1980.
The reason I guessed that, you said 1998, right?
1988.
Oh, I misheard it. I was like, oh, I think it's a trick question, maybe because every other one lines up in those 4-year span.
Mm-hmm.
I thought 1998 does a line up with a 4-year span.
No, I don't think there's any trick questions in here.
Okay.
Who was the first woman to play for the Harlem Globetrotters?
Absolutely no idea.
Cynthia Cooper Dyke, Lisa Leslie, Lynette Woodard, Tamika Catchings.
The third one.
Lynette Woodard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It sounded cool. Sounded like the coolest. Like
Yeah,
she
it
could
was
play
her.
basketball, yeah.
Which WNBA team won the league's first 4 championships from 1997 to 2000?
First WNBA?
Which WNBA team won the league's first 4 championships?
The
You got the Los Angeles Sparks, Phoenix Mercury, Houston Comets, New York Liberty.
I was gonna guess the Sparks before you even gave the answer choices, so I'm gonna go with them.
It was the Comets. Houston
Are they
Comets.
even a team anymore? I don't even think they're a team.
I don't know.
Shit, okay.
They won the first 4. They must not have been bad.
Well, I don't think they're a team anymore.
Which player holds the NBA career record with 3,830 blocked shots?
Dennis Rodman.
He's not an
He gets
extra
rebounds.
choice.
He just gets rebounds. I don't know.
Blocked shots, 3,830. You have...
That's a lot.
Give me a second. You got Hakeem
Okay.
Olajuwon.
Okay.
Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Olajuwon.
Him.
Dikembe
yeah.
Mutombo.
Yeah, he played for us.
Mark Eaton or Tim Duncan.
I'm gonna go with Dikembe Mutombo
Dikembe Mutombo.
because first off he's in a lot of commercials where he blocks shot and goes like this. That's him from those like All-Star, All-State, whatever commercials. That guy. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
It was Hakeem.
Shit, as soon as you said him, I was like, that makes so much sense. But then you told me Mutombo, I was like, that sounds.
I know, that's why I had to say it. I was like, he's gonna know Mutombo.
Yeah.
All right, this one's gonna be the logos and mascots one.
Okay.
So this one's one I don't think you're gonna get for a few of them.
Shit.
Oh, I forgot to keep count. Oh well.
Shit.
What kind of animal is a stomper, the Oakland Athletics mascot?
An armadillo.
Armadillo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no. You got elephant, rhinoceros, or gorilla.
Rhino.
It was an elephant.
Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. Obviously, I know that. Oh wait, I knew that.
You don't remember watching
No, wait, not even just that. It's like
Moneyball?
I've seen so many freaking hats with a little elephant. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Why the hell would it be a rhino?
I was like, he's gonna get it off his stomper and knowing the answer choices.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. I should have done that.
We finally got him. Let's go.
That's so bad.
All right. Which of these college basketball teams is not called the Tigers? Auburn, Clemson, or Villanova?
Villanova.
Yep. Which mascot did Seattle Seahawks introduce in 2014 as the official sidekick to their mascot Blitz?
Fucking no idea.
Thunder, Crash, or Boom?
Crash sounds the coolest.
Crash is Boom.
That sounds the worst.
Blitz and Boom, I guess. What is the name of the official mascot of the Winnipeg Jets?
Jetty McJetterson.
We got Jet, Peggy Pig, and Mickey Moose.
I wanted to be Mickey Moose so bad.
Is that your answer? It is Mickey Moose.
Winnipeg, y'all are good.
It's Mick E. Moose.
That is awesome.
Which of these Major League Soccer teams has a mammal as a game day mascot?
I gotta have answer choices. Which of these?
Oh, yeah. Vancouver Whitecaps, LAFC, or Seattle Sounders. Which of these Major League Soccer
Which
teams?
one was the first answer choice?
Vancouver Whitecaps.
That one.
That one?
Gotta be.
It is the Seattle Sounders.
Whatever, dude.
One of the cities you've been to. Now we got the last one's another football one because I wanted to quiz you on football twice.
Yeah.
Because I figured you would know.
My bread and butter.
Yeah. Which NFL team had an offense dubbed the greatest show on turf in
Rams.
the late 1990s and early 2000s for them?
Mm-hmm.
It was the Rams. Who was the first Jacksonville Jaguar running back to rush for more than 10,000 career yards?
Oh, it's between two answer choices. Fred Jackson.
No.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
No.
Then what the fuck is the answer then?
The second one's up there, and you got the first name of the first one right. Or the right answer right.
Fred something?
Yeah.
Fred? Oh, I might be getting the name wrong. Fred. It's not Fred Jackson?
No.
What is it?
Fred Taylor.
Oh, it is Fred Taylor. I'm stupid. I knew it. I knew that was who he was.
Yeah.
Like, if I had the card, I would be like, that's definitely that.
Mm.
Or if I just had the... Yeah, fuck, I'm stupid.
All right. Which quarterback
Jackson.
threw for more than 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns during his first season as a starter?
That would be Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. Which part of a pig's body was sometimes used to make early footballers, which may explain the term pigskin? You got the hide, head.
That's what I was going to go with.
Hide, head, stomach, or bladder?
Hide.
It was the bladder.
Oh, what the... Okay.
I guess it hardened and they threw it around.
Okay.
Which of these NFL quarterbacks never won a Super Bowl? You got...
Yeah.
Oh, damn, these are easy. You got Eli Manning.
Yeah?
Drew Brees.
Yeah?
Johnny
Unitas?
yeah. And Dan Marino.
Dan Marino.
Yeah. That's all I was like, man, that's kind of easy.
Uh-huh. Look at me, look at my brain go. I think the best snipe I had was the Lou Gehrig one, though. Pretty easily.
Yeah, probably.
Like, there's so many retired numbers, and it's so long ago. I was like, well, who the hell would it have been? It's got to be somebody on the freaking Yankees.
Mm.
Snipe it. I was like, Babe Ruth? No, probably not. Snipe it. Let's see what we're at.
Probably a pretty good ways in.
Well, it's 140, but we had that whole... Let's just talk about this real quick and then we're done.
Yeah.
We're going to do sports again at the very end. Number one, the Braves are kind of poo-poo. Mm-hmm. They're 4-6 in the last 10, and the Phillies are still awesome.
Damn.
The Celtics, who I said I was not going to cheer for, and you were going to cheer for, the Celtics are up 2-0 against the Mavericks. And I don't really know exactly what time it is. I think the game might be going on right now, but and today's June 12th, or if anyone was watching. Yeah. Screw the Celtics. I don't want them to win. And then the Panthers, who I said I was going to cheer for the Oilers because David's got like God. Yeah, the Panthers are up 2-0.
Nice.
So I just jinxed the shit out of both y'all's teams. I'm very sorry if you like the Panthers, or no, if you like the Oilers or the Mavericks, because I just jinxed the hell out of you, evidently. I have a bad case of doing that. And the last thing...
He definitely does it with our teams a lot.
Well, and then the last thing I want to talk about, there's a video. Caleb Williams just got drafted first overall. They just traded for Keenan Allen before the draft or whatever. There's a video going pretty viral or whatever of him throwing him a pass. And Keenan Allen's like, hell no! As he's catching it because they had to slow down and shit. Mm-hmm. And I think it would be hilarious if he ends up being a bust. Because he's thought of as like a generational prospect. Mm-hmm. And then for him to turn out terrible would be freaking hilarious. But yeah, I think that's all we got. Make sure you please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you roast the shit out of us for our Star Wars takes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Make sure you either confirm or deny our Star Wars takes because we're pretty different on some of the takes. Is there anything else
No,
that I'm missing on? Yeah, please just smack the follow button on all those. I'm gonna put the link tree down there. I'm gonna try to get the link tree fixed, but then I'm gonna put it down there. And then leave a comment, subscribe, all that stuff.
Thanks for joining in today.
All right, appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.